Last week, my family went on a road trip to visit a wildlife rescue center near Bangkok called Wildlife Friends Foundation Thailand. They rescue wild animals that have been treated badly, used as pets, or work in the zoo and animal shows. I really wanted to find out more about what they did and to learn how kids can help stop cruelty to wild animals. So I asked the founder, Edwin Wiek, if he wouldn't mind answering a few questions during my visit. This is my interview with him. Why did you start Wildlife Friends Foundation Thailand?
I started it when I was 34, so that's about 13-14 years ago. Yeah. And I started it because I lived in Thailand already for 10 years and I forgot about my dreams as a child. When I was a child, I always wanted to rescue animals. I wanted to become a vet. But as you go older, things happen in your life and things change and you want to make business, you want to make money. And instead of following my dreams, I started to follow money until I got a car accident in 1999. And after that car accident, it made me think a lot about my life and about the things I was doing. And then I decided to set up a foundation to help and rescue wild animals.
What can kids learn from your animals in your rescue center?
I think when children visit the rescue center or when they check online about the work, I think they can learn that we have to have compassion for animals, whether this is normal animals or wildlife. But what they also can learn is that if we don't take care of our wildlife, that eventually animals will go extinct. Because we people, we are the biggest threat to wild animals and especially the endangered species in Southeast Asia that we try to protect. So I hope that kids can learn online and or visiting here, that we have to take care of our wildlife.
Yeah. What can I do if I see animals being treated badly?
I think if you see an animal being treated badly or being smuggled or being traded, illegally, the best thing is to try to make a photograph of it without making it dangerous to you.
Flash.
No flash, and make sure that it doesn't look obvious that you're, trying to capture the picture. But most important thing is try to get as many details as possible and send an email or give me a phone call, and then we see what we can do. But don't try to be a hero, Don't try to do anything yourself because sometimes people get really angry.
Oh. Are all animal shows and zoos cruel to animals?
If you want to train a wild animal to perform a show, you have to train them. There's only two ways you can train a wild animal. That's by pain or hunger. Some animals you have to train by hitting them a lot, by doing them a lot of harm, a lot of pain, so they will be scared of you and do what you want. And some other animals, like for example dolphins, you can't hit because they're in the water. It's very difficult to hurt an animal that's in the water. So those kind of animals we train by starving them, by not giving them any food, and then eventually giving them some food will make them do the trick. So hunger or pain, that's the basics for an animal show. Okay. You judge for yourself whether you think that it's horrible or not.
Why should kids care about preserving wildlife?
I think it's the job of adults, people like me and your parents and the government currently. It's their job to take care of wildlife. It's not the job of children. But the children will actually benefit from it if it's done properly. Because when you grow up, when you grow older and there's no wildlife left, the balance of our ecosystem in nature will be horrific. It will be really bad. So I don't think the kids should be preserving wildlife. This is something to do with the government and with adult people. But I think it's very good that kids understand that we have to protect wildlife. And you can do that by spreading the word, by giving education amongst children as well.
Yeah, thanks for letting me know your answers to the questions.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you. Thank you.
The best part of the trip was walking around the rescue center, meeting all the animals. There were bears, elephants, macaques, gibbons, and deers. Before there was a tiger, but it died. It was really interesting hearing about the animals, and I learned a lot. Each one had a different story how they came to Wildlife Friends Foundation Thailand. My favorite animals were the gibbons because they're very good at acrobatics and they stay active. They were fun. Most of the gibbons were used as pets and working animals. Some of them have a hard time going back to the wild because of habits they picked up from humans. The staff here helps them by teaching how to survive and be free again. But some of the animals will never be able to do this. Many of the elephants living here worked in trekking camps but are now too old and expensive for the owners to keep. The bears who were rescued will never be wild enough again to go back to the jungle. I felt bad about the way the animals were treated, and it's appalling to think they were kept in such bad conditions. I thought about all the wild animals I've seen in zoos, tourist attractions and aquariums. They must have suffered a lot. They used to live happy lives in the nature with their friends and family. Then they were captured and became orphans in a strange place, and made to work and perform silly tricks for tourists. To be honest, it seems like bullying. Humans were forcing wild animals to do things that they didn't want to do. They treated them as if they had no feelings. The animals at Wildlife Friends Foundation were relaxed and happy. They are the lucky ones. If you want to learn about wild animals, please go to a rescue center like this or safari park, where animals are wild and free, and where people treat them kindly.